She walked into my garage, grabbed a loaded rifle, and called it community safety? I froze as Karen's sister stole a heavy gun. Now she's lost her freedom. I still remember the sound her heels made clicking across my garage floor like it was hers, not mine. The sound of someone who's made up their mind to do something unbelievably stupid and deeply illegal. And me, I just stood there frozen. Yeah, I hate admitting that, but I froze. Let me back up. My name's Eli, 41, retired military weapons instructor, now work in private security, and living in what was supposed to be a peaceful cul-de-sac outside Austin. After years overseas, I wanted quiet. I built the garage that doubles as my workshop, safe, reinforced, and cleared for civilian weapons storage. I've got licenses stacked thicker than bricks, and every item I own is registered, locked, and double-locked. So when Karen's sister Jill showed up that afternoon, uninvited, unhinged, and somehow unafraid, it felt like watching a bad dream unravel in 4K. Karen, you already know, queen of the fake HOA, the woman who once tried to find a neighbor for having too many succulents. She's power drunk. But Jill was something else. She didn't live here. She was just visiting. Only nobody asked why she kept showing up every time Karen got into one of her petty feuds with the rest of us. Turns out Jill wasn't just a guest, she was muscle, or at least she thought she was. It started simple. I was working in my home office when I heard my side door slam. I assumed it was wind until I heard the creak of the garage. First, I didn't panic. Thought maybe my wife had opened it for deliveries. Then came that clattering, heavy metal on metal sound, kind you don't mistake for a box of tools or a lawnmower. That was a rack being pulled open. When I got to the garage, Jill had one of my hard cases open. She was holding the Heckler & Koch MR762, my pride. It's a civilian legal scope precision rifle, but it looks intimidating to folks who don't know better. And in the wrong hands, it's enough to shut down a block. I stood there, barefoot, stunned. My brain went static. I wanted to yell, wanted to move, but my body just locked. She turned to me, calm as a storm front. Karen said this violates HOA codes, she said, gripping the rifle by the stock. I'm confiscating it for safety. That sentence broke me out of it. You're what? She didn't answer. She just walked past me, heading toward her SUV like this was a perfectly normal Tuesday. I called after her. She ignored me. I followed, shaky, not wanting to escalate, but also knowing damn well this woman had no idea what she was carrying. And here's the sick part. Karen was waiting by the curb, smiling. I told you, she said smugly. We warned him about unregistered weapons. He didn't listen. I almost laughed. Unregistered? I had federal clearance. Karen had no idea what she was talking about. I reached for my phone, heart pounding. Jill had the case halfway in the trunk when the sirens hit. See, I didn't just dial 911. I hit a panic button connected to my security system. My buddy down at the sheriff's office had wired it for me, just in case. 4 squad cars rolled up in minutes. It was like someone hit pause on the scene. Karen screamed something about overreach. Jill froze mid-lift. I raised my hands, told the officers exactly what happened, and then let the security footage do the rest. You know what's wild? The body cam caught Jill arguing with officers, still holding the weapon, claiming she had citizen enforcement rights because the garage was not secured to HOA standards. She ended up face down in the grass, cuffed, and shouting about sovereign laws. And Karen said it was fine. Yeah, that didn't go well. Turns out Jill had a record, not for violence, but for impersonation. 2 counties over, she'd once pretended to be part of a neighborhood watch group and tried to search someone's backyard shed. This time, felony theft of a firearm, trespassing, unlawful possession of a weapon, resisting arrest. She's still being held without bail as I write this. Karen tried to spin it, of course, claimed I lured her sister into the garage, but the footage showed everything. The break-in, the moment Jill yanked the cabinet open, even the part where Karen pointed and nodded like this was all some sting operation. The HOA board dissolved in under a week. Turns out Karen had been operating under a fake set of bylaws she drafted herself and posted online. Several neighbors had been fined illegally. One guy paid over $800 in weed penalties that were completely fabricated. I didn't press additional charges. Honestly, I didn't need to. Jill lost her freedom, Karen lost her credibility, and I learned that silence is sometimes more powerful than confrontation, as long as you have evidence. But I still think about it. The moment I froze, the fear of what could have happened if she'd accidentally pulled the trigger, or if a kid had walked by. That thought haunts me. I've since upgraded the locks, retooled the panic line, but more than that, I've started holding local workshops about weapons safety, property rights, and what to do when someone thinks their authority matters more than the law. Because this isn't just about a gun. It's about ego, power, entitlement, and how quickly all of that can explode into a crisis when the wrong person thinks the rules don't apply to them. Your turn. What would you have done in Eli's place? Was freezing a natural response or a dangerous one? Should Karen be charged too? Let's unpack it. Drop your thoughts below.